Hey everyone, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for our 105th flyover of the Lucid factory in Casa Grande, Arizona. So welcome back everybody. Let's see, coming off to a slow start here. We only got 6 people on, it looks like. John, Let's Go Lucid is here, so thank you. And El Cajuna Grande is also here. That's 2 of the 5. We're going to go over a couple things before we start the video, give some other people some time to get on. And John's touchpad is here. Hello, hello. Oh, and now we're down to 4. What's going on here? I'm Melton. Hello. How's my sound? Sound good? Sounds good. Look at that. As soon as I say it, it pops up. 5x5. I forget what does that mean again? I keep forgetting. You keep putting that in there and I keep going, I don't know what that means. Well, as we wait for a couple of people to get on, hey, we're up to 9. Look at that. Almost doubling now. We'll just take a quick look at the stock. And the stock for everyone is swinging right down right now. There's Lucid right now. High of 1728 today. Opened at 1630. Low of 1622, which, all right. Well, it is obviously up 31 cents. Something must have come out a couple minutes ago because everybody just had this drop right here. We can click through it and everyone is falling in line with whatever the news that just popped out was. So whatever it is, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was getting my stream ready. So, but it already seems to be bouncing back a little bit. Typical market. No reasons behind anything. Hello to everybody. Let's see. Thomas says, what do you think of trash Elon Musk? I feel he is big time scared of Lucid. I actually don't think he is. Elon Musk has in the past said that he encourages all manufacturers to create EVs and create an EV market and get rid of ICE motors. I really think that he is more inclined to encourage other people. Yeah, he's going to say things that we may not agree with in regards to people or other things, but I think overall he wants the auto industry to be electric. So just my thoughts. Hi Bear, can't wait to see one on London roads. Yeah, I don't know how long it will be before that happens, but you never know when one of them can pop up. They seem to pop up in the strangest places. Stephen Arnold said something to do with the Fed. It's very possible that there was some announcement. I know the Fed was having an announcement on rates today, and they're going to raise by 0.75 or expected 0.5. You know, I think no matter what they announced, it would have dropped because there's pros and cons with both of them. 0.75 encourages inflation to go down, but also leads us more towards a recession. 0.5, well, not enough is being done for inflation to get inflation down, so people are going to look at that negative. I don't have an opinion on what it should be. I'm not that knowledgeable to give you any real opinion, but looking over here, we can see Nicola's in the also up today, but was following the same trajectory that Lucid was. So not much going back on over there except for same as usual, but it needs to go back up. Imel says, don't forget to like and share the stream. And Hedy asked me how I'm doing. So does JJ. Hey, welcome JJ. When can I rent your Lucid? Well, I have to get my Lucid first. I've got a Lucid Air Pure on order, probably looking at Q1 or Q2 of next year. I do have a Model S for rent, so if you're interested in that, that is available to 2022 with less than 1,000 miles on it. Please don't drive it in the dirt. Let's get the video going. One of the things we have on the video, which was we were being harassed, let's say, by somebody. I don't know who it is. We can make our guesses, but we talked about it. I think it was last week we had a drone fly over us, and today we had the same drone flying over us, and we were waving them to come over, come visit us. Why are they just standing there? At one point they were like literally right above us. They're a decent ways back. We are zoomed in, but they're just floating there looking at us. And this went on for several minutes. Um, what do you guys think? Because if this is Lucid, because this drone, when it's done coming after us or harassing us, it just tends to go back over Lucid's property. And it doesn't seem to have a care in the world about where they're flying or what they're flying around. They've come close to power lines. In this picture, it does look like they're fairly close to that crane. And I don't know, maybe it's the crane people. Maybe they're just doing an inspection. Though this drone was out here last week also. So we're not exactly sure what this is, but we were told by Lucid that it's not safe to fly over their property. But here we have a drone flying over their property, and we haven't heard of anything going on with this. So, Stephen Arnold, maybe it's time to upgrade the drone few weapons. You know what? We know it's possible. Well, but we're not going to do that. I think that might violate our pilot's license on some point. I think there's something about putting weapons or dropping things and things like that. So, anyway, this thing was flying around over Lucid property. It did look at that crane for a little bit, but then it left. So, makes me think that if it was there for the crane, it would have stayed around the crane. Because I could certainly see them doing inspections and seeing how everything looks by using a drone. But if it's Lucid flying, like Lucid says, they're being hypocrites because they don't want us flying because it's unsafe. And we don't know who that is. But we would wish that they would stop. So it is a verbal cease and desist, which means nothing. But because they are interfering with our flight by hovering over us. So please stop if you're watching this. If you're Lucid, well, I don't know what to say about that, but that should not be happening. Where you guys are going to take a drone and put it over us while we are flying, because that is dangerous. At least according to Lucid, it is. So, in any case, we did film them for a while. We wanted to see where they were for our own safety reasons, because last thing we want to do is run into another drone. I mean, it's pretty unlikely, but still, it's not the right thing. JJ says, allow Bear in the factory. I don't think they'll ever allow me in the factory. I don't expect that ever to happen. The welcome I've gotten from Nicola has been 100% opposite of what I've gotten from Lucid. Olivia says a new software version was rolled out today. And have we heard anything good or bad about that? Because no matter who's putting out software, I don't care who it is, there always can be issues. Always seems to be that one thing that they don't test. So hopefully that's going to work out well. You can see the drone now. It appears that it's over the tractor supply area, and we're going to lose it here in a minute. This thing's far from us right now, so it's kind of hard to keep an eye on it when you're looking at a small screen. I mean, literally, we're looking through the screen, zoomed in on something that's pretty far away. So we don't know what they were looking for. We don't know why they stayed over us for a good 10 minutes. So just hovering like that. So that's why it wasn't just a flyby. Oh, oops, sorry, didn't see you. Whatever. They knew that they were looking at us. They were looking directly at us. And they just wanted to do what they wanted to do. So we're about to move on from this. Here we go. So here's our flyover. This is what you guys are really here for. By the way, we got 36 people on, but we only got 15 likes. So if you guys could mash that like button, that would be awesome. So south end of the site, this dirt area right here is going to be where that future parking lot is going to be for their cars waiting to be taken away for delivery. This is phase 3 expansion area right here, but right now it's used as a staging area. You can see all the equipment, all the tools, all the supplies that are going to be part of the building at some point, whether it's wiring or insulation, piping, framework. There's a lot of it out here. kind of over on the left bottom. That's where the AC units were. That's the construction employee parking lot. There's all the AC units. Now the AC units, it looks like that crane right there was actually moving. They are putting those AC units, those HVAC units, onto flatbeds, and they're bringing them to the east side of the site where they are going to be lifted by Mega Crane over there. Now Mega Crane still has not lifted anything. We're going to get over there in a little bit. Here you can see some more wall supplies. Guys putting up walls. You can see some of the ducting is already in there. There are those AC units, those things that were on the floor that look like AC units, but I didn't understand why they'd have additional AC units. It might be because of certain areas are sectioned off and maybe they just need smaller units in them. But we did see 30, 40, 50 of those around the site. So it looks like they're getting put up on the roof as AC units. It's what they looked like, but don't know exactly why they needed additional ones with all the big HVAC units that they have. So we can still see that there's a lot of the rubber membrane for the roof still needs to be put in on a lot of places. I don't know if they're waiting to get these the HVAC units in first. Olivia says, what was that photo of the car park yesterday? That was, we were looking at the different, are you talking about the one on Twitter? If you are, we were looking at the different roofs on the different cars there. And when we get over to the cars, we're going to discuss that a bit, because it's kind of weird what's going on. And I don't know what the answer is. So I'm looking to you guys for some information if anybody has a thought on what might be going on. That cup building over here that we're zooming in on, they're working on the roof. They're putting down the final roof layer right there. You see those guys? Rubber membrane and the other bits and pieces that goes along with it. And they're getting that one sealed up, even though there's no walls on it. But they're working on it because it needs done. So they've got some other interesting structures up here. If you look, you see this looks like the staircase. That's obvious. But I'm not sure what this is. And they got another one a little bit smaller next to it. Not sure what that is. Do you have a prediction what a flyover number you'll be at for the completion of this phase? Oh, I think it's not too hard. I'm going to go about 160, 170. 2 flights a week for the rest of the year. So that's 26 weeks, about another 50 or so flights. I saw an article saying Lucid has a part shortage. That's possible. I mean, everyone has part shortages right now. Question is, what parts are they? And when are they getting them? That crane is massive, huh? We're going to call that Mega HVAC, because that's what it's there for. It's to lift up those HVAC units. So that crane is standing taller than our legal height. Our legal height is 400. We fly at 380 to stay under the FAA regulations. But that thing is definitely taller than what we are. Yeah, Lucid also, I think they bought new land. They may have leased some also. I saw something about leasing some property in Tempe, Arizona. That would probably more be a studio or a service center from where that's located. It's not in a industrial area. Here we are looking at the east side. You can see the windows of the SKD building. Most of them are in at the temporary staircase there. But lots of windows are in. That building is coming along faster than the other buildings, probably just due to its size. Easier to complete a smaller building, obviously. We can see they're putting up wall panels right over there. We still see dirt for the floor pretty much everywhere we can see. But you also see those HVAC bases are still empty because they still have nothing up there. Also, we have more of those additional AC type units. Maybe they're heat pumps. I don't know. And the others are just AC units. Or maybe they're AC units. I don't know. But they are all around there. So there is going to be not just the large units, but the smaller units also, for whatever reason. Olivia says it's an industrial building. The building that they leased in Tempe used to be an appliance store. They used to sell appliance. Spencer's Appliances, I think it was. A TV company. Well, it was appliance. They sold all sorts. They sold TVs, refrigerators, washers, dryers, things like that. But they're no longer there. Again, east side, headed north, looking west, coming from the south. We got all the directions in there. See, there's still supplies piled up in the future employee parking lot area. Lily Mae, good to see you, Bears. Smash that like button, friends. Thank you, Lily. Spread the word. Smash it. Another storage. It's a kind of a far place for storage, to be honest with you. It's probably about 40 miles from this location, so I don't know if that's a good storage place. I think it could be a studio, but a studio or a service center. Tesla has a service center, a body shop, not too far from there. So Tesla's body shop, where my Model Y is at right now, is probably about 4 miles away from there, 5 miles away. So it could be a body shop. Here we have the foundation for the stamping building equipment. You can see we have 3 different sections still going here. The left, the middle, and the top. And that goes down pretty deep. Olivia's, we don't know. We missed something here. We didn't see it. I think we're might see it now. Oh, I don't know if it made it into the final cut, but this crane that we just saw on the right was just about to lift up a beam here. Let's see if we've got this. They are moving this beam right now. You see how they're sliding that over? I don't know if they're just moving it somewhere, but they got a lift going on right there. And we just couldn't see it on the drone as we're flying, so it was not so, we didn't stop and look to see what they were doing, but it kind of just looked like they were moving it over a little bit. But interesting. Here's a view of the cars that are right next to the building. No, they're not shimmering. That's just the light reflection. But we're gonna come by and we're gonna pause it when we get to the other side. But yes, Olivia, it could be used for anything. It could be for motors. It could be for battery pack assembly. I think 11,600 square foot for motors is probably small. And I think it would be best if it was actually done on site, if they're building their own motors here. I'm going to get ready to stop this when we zoom in on those cars, because that's what you guys are all here for, car count, right? Yeah, I know. So as far as the amount of cars and whether they're the same cars, couldn't tell you. We didn't do a comparison. We do see cars driving around, obviously. So we've got these 3 rows of cars. If you remember from Monday's video, there was 5 solid roof cars over here. I think there was 1 over there. There was a total of 7, and they were all white. Now we only see that 1. Don't know where the other ones went. But we also have some cars missing some trim, but it doesn't look like it's missing pieces. It looks like they were built that way. So if you guys can see my mouse here, we'll zoom in. Maybe we'll go to the picture that actually has them. All of these cars in this picture appear to be normal. Nominal. So we're going to wait. We're going to move over to the next row. or next section. Now in here, we're going to zoom in a little bit more. Maybe that's about it. If you look at this car right at the top, we're going to zoom in on it. It's missing the silver piece right there. That is not there. If we look at these other ones, these cars have it. Now it doesn't look like it's missing anything either. It does. It looks like it's intentionally blank. Here's another one. It looks like the glass comes all the way down and meets up. There's just no silver right there. And we spotted several of these cars yesterday. Someone had pointed out in the comments on one of the videos that the car all the way on the furthest right column, 12th car up, looked different. And when we stopped and looked at it, we saw that indeed it did look different. And that's which car? It's this car right here. It's not the 12th car up anymore because they've moved things around again. But you could see this car is missing the piece. And I think there's a white car somewhere here. Maybe it was in the other section. Yeah, right here. This white car is also missing this piece. As you can see right here. See, the piece is not there. And honestly, it flows with it. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. So something is different about these cars. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys think is up with this roof situation? The solid roofs, people are just saying that they're testing out the pures. I don't know. But obviously something's different about these cars. And I'm looking to you guys for answers. When we look at the top cars, those all appear to have the silver strip on the roof going across. There's no solid roof cars up there. So there's nothing different. Daniel says it was reported China has fixed their supply chain for EV production. Who knows how true that is? Lucid, Tesla, and NIO are going to be fierce competitors. Well, China as a whole can't just fix it. It's going to be individual companies and individual parts. I mean, China will say whatever they want because that's what they do. So they may just be saying that just as part of their propaganda and what they do. So let's see if we can see any difference in any of these cars. All these cars appear also to have all the trim on it. So I'm not saying that these cars are missing parts. It doesn't look like they are, but they don't have that silver piece, whatever it's going to be called. So you guys got no opinions on this, it looks like. Okay. All right. I thought it was interesting. And I just don't know what it is. So I was looking to you guys for some answers, some solutions. So here we are continuing to fly west. More cars produced in front of the building. Yeah. I definitely think some cars have moved around. We just haven't seen any car haulers either. And we're not sure if that recall has stopped something or if there's a part shortage. Thank you, John. At least I got a response. No idea. It is interesting for sure. All right. I thought maybe I was the only one who thought it was interesting. But it is definitely different. So here we are looking at the west side of phase 2. You can see all the docks. There's going to be a lot of docks over there. That whole area is going to be like a little bit of a road driveway between phase 2 and phase 3. This gives us an idea of how many people are working on building that factory right now. Decent amount there. Well, we just scan back and take a look, and then we give a zoom. Temporary staircase. They've got a section of the building still open. They're probably leaving sections like that open for when they need to put the concrete floors in, and that would be an access point Well, John says people are still getting cars delivered from the studio or by the truck. Yeah, and that's good. Um, we just don't see them. It doesn't mean that they're not being delivered. I'm just saying we haven't seen a car hauler in a while. Daniel says he really likes Lucid as a consumer standpoint, but as an investment, I do not know yet. I'd like the stock to go down a little bit more, provided there's an opportunity to buy much cheaper. John said 5 people left after checking out the parking lot. Well, I know that's what everyone was really here for, or the majority of people want to see how many cars are in that lot. They want to see if their car's in the lot. They just want to see how production is going. So, we still don't know why the cars aren't covered, except for the ones on the lower end of the screen, which would be the north end of life. But maybe they are missing parts. And if they are, well, they're going to get them. The silver part, don't know the answer to that one. And we'll probably never know unless it is an actual thing. If it is missing a part, they're going to end up putting it on and we're not going to know which car it was. So here we are flying back over the other ways, back east, and looking at the stamping building foundation. You could see the body in white building is almost completely framed out. That went very quickly. They got a little bit of the roof decking to do, and they're done. It's framed, which nice job, guys. But then they got to head over to the that stamping building. Does Lucid have any railroad access? Not yet. Here, let's go back a little bit. Not that far, though. The railroad access, since you asked, is right here. This is where the railroad ends. In the bottom left-hand corner, there's a track there, and it will eventually follow this line. And then it's going to curve through that way. And then continue towards the south end of the plant. So, good question. You almost asked it in time. We got John and John just going back and forth. That railroad's going to turn into a spur where it's going to continue south through the site and continue on, and they'll have a spur that comes off, and then eventually railroad cars coming in and loading them up. Well, we just talked about the body in white building right there being almost done. This is just another staging area, and they're using this parking lot as a staging area also. So it's still going to take a number of weeks or months for this area to be ready. But you can see how massive that factory is. Remember, it's 2.7 million square feet. Have I seen a gravity or even a prototype? No, we have not. It's going to be something that's going to be a little bit hard to spot, and I doubt that they're going to put one out there knowing that we're flying over. Lucid doesn't seem to be a big fan of us, or at least security isn't. But security isn't because someone told them not to be. So I don't expect them to roll one out without taking some precautions. Daniel, I haven't heard about the 3D printing initiative, and I'm not sure that it could. I don't know how. I don't see how that could be applied to chip shortages, but it could be applied to other things that are in demand, possibly. I'm gonna go ahead and restart this. I'm gonna skip over the drone stuff, the drone attack, because you guys probably don't want to see that again. So anyway, we're approaching 30 minutes. You guys get any other questions, just go ahead and shoot them out, or anything that you want to share. Anybody got any thoughts on that roof? Please let me know what you think that is. John, another John. It's all about Johns today. Hi there, I can see the difference in the cars. Who knows apart from the management? I don't see any hardtops for you this time. There was a couple there. There was at least one that we saw. It was on the left side, but it was definitely there. There is the location where the main road was to be widened. Yeah, the main road that is going to be widened is just like here. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. This is it right here. This is the main road right here. This road is going to be shut down in the next month or two or sooner. I'm not sure when. They're going to widen this road. It's going to be several lanes wide, but to make it faster, they're actually just going to shut down the whole road, and any access that is needed, you're going to have to go about a mile or so out of the way, and they're going to that's the main road, Thornton Road, and that will be widened right there. I really hope they don't miss this quadrant goal. What's the quadrant goal? If you can define what that one is. Nizar. We are doing our next stream next Monday. That'll be of the Nikola site, and we'll be doing the same thing that we're doing here, but just at Nikola. And then on Tuesday, another episode of Fast Charging with B&B. Would love it if you guys could join us, where we talk about all things EV. It's me and Brian from My Tesla Weekend. And then we'll be back here next Wednesday doing another live stream of the Lucid site. So you guys need to join us. Steve Arnold says the stock price is having a nice little pop. Let's see. I'll just bring it up on my phone. Oh yeah, look at that. Just spiked up to 1705, but it went quite a bit higher here. 1744. That's a interesting spike. Let's bring that up. Why not? Okay. Anybody else having that happen, or? Oh yeah. That's going across the board. Everyone just must have been good news. I missed it. And you guys missed it too, because you guys were sitting here talking to me. But yeah, we'll take that. Absolutely. Spikes are already good. 75 basis points by Fed in July. Daniel asks, will Lucid at least let you inside after they finish? I have no expectations of that. If that happens, I'll be surprised. I'll be grateful, but I have no expectations of that right now. So, anyway, it's nice to see the stock going back up. It says, are those cars sitting in the parking lot the same as the one as shown on Monday? I believe some of them are. I can't say. I haven't done a comparison, and even if I did, for all I know, they could be different cars with that were just and the same color car was replaced them, or they could have just been moved around. And so we don't make guesses on the cars anymore. So we've already been wrong before, so we don't want to do that again. So anyway, guys, we're at about 35 minutes. We've already gone through this one time, and unless you guys got anything else, we're going to be heading out of here in a moment or two, as we also see the viewers are dropping off, because we've already seen this. Who wants to see this stuff twice? Well, some of you do, but you guys can always rewind and watch it again. So we're going to call this here in a moment. Anybody got anything, get in real quick. I'll leave the comments open so that you guys can keep chatting away, or you can put something down in the comments below when the video is done doing its thing. But I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank our Patreons. We appreciate you guys. We thank you for your support. It's great to have you. And all you guys who did show up for today's live stream, thanks. And we'll be back again next week.